Forced naming of parameters in Python. In Python you may have a function definition, which could be called in any of the following ways. Thanks to Python's allowing of any order arguments, so long as they're named. The problem we're having is as some of our larger functions grow, people might be adding parameters between spacing and collapse, meaning that the wrong values may be going to parameters that aren't named. In addition, sometimes it's not always clear as to what needs to go in. We're after a way to force people to name certain parameters, not just a coding standard, but ideally a flag or PyDef plugin? So that in the above 4 examples, only the last would pass the check as all the parameters are named. Odds are we'll only turn it on for certain functions, but any suggestions as to how to implement this, or if it's even possible, would be appreciated.
In Python 3, yes, you can specify in the argument list. From Dvoks. Parameters after or identifier are keyword-only parameters and may only be passed used keyword arguments. This can also be combined with quargs. To complete example. Output. So you are forced to always give the value. If you don't call it, you don't have to do anything else. Named argument forced.
You can force people to use keyword arguments in Python 3 by defining a function in the following way. By making the first argument a positional argument with no name, you force everyone who calls the function to use the keyword arguments, which is what I think you were asking about. In Python 2, the only way to do this is to define a function like this. That'll force the caller to use quarks, but this isn't that great of a solution, as you'd then have to put a check to only accept the argument that you need.
True, most programming languages make parameter order part of the function call contract, but this doesn't need to be so. Why would it? My understanding of the question is, then, if Python is any different to other programming languages in this respect. In addition to other good answers for Python 2, please consider the following. The only way a caller would be able to provide argument spacing and collapse positionally, without an exception, would be the convention of not using private elements belonging to other modules already is very basic in Python. As with Python itself, this convention for parameters would only be semi-enforced. Otherwise, calls would need to be of the form. A call would assign value 11 to parameter underscore p, and an exception risen by the function's first instruction. Characteristics. Parameters before underscore p equals underscore named underscore only underscore start are admitted positionally, or by name. Parameters after underscore p equals underscore named underscore only underscore start must be provided by name only, unless knowledge about the special sentinel object, underscore named underscore only underscore start is obtained and used. Pros. Parameters are explicit in number and meaning, the later if good names are also chosen, of course. If the sentinel is specified as first parameter, then all arguments need to be specified by name. When calling the function, it's possible to switch to positional mode by using the sentinel object underscore named underscore only underscore start in the corresponding position. A better performance than other alternatives can be anticipated. Cons. Use of an extra parameter, though not argument, and an additional check. Small performance degradation respect to regular functions. Functionality is a hack without direct support by the language, see note below. When calling the function, it's possible to switch to positional mode by using the sentinel object _named only start in the right position. Yes, this can also be seen as a pro. Please do keep in mind that this answer is only valid for Python 2. Python 3 implements the similar, but very elegant, language-supported mechanism described in other answers. I found that when I open my mind and think about it, no question others' decisions seem stupid, dumb, or just silly. Quite on the contrary, I typically learn a lot.
You can do that in a way that works in both Python 2 and Python 3, by making a bogus first keyword argument with a default value that will not occur naturally. That keyword argument can be preceded by one or more arguments without value. This will allow but not. If you change the function to who, then all arguments must have keywords and info o chopper will no longer work. This will allow you to position additional keyword arguments any place after _kw, without forcing you to put them after the last entry. This often makes sense, for example grouping thing logically or arranging keywords alphabetically can help with maintenance and development. So there is no need to revert to using def corgs and losing the signature information in your smart editor. Your social contract is to provide certain information, by forcing some of them to require keywords. The order these are presented in has become irrelevant.
The Python 3 keyword-only arguments can be simulated in Python 2.x with corgs. Consider the following Python 3 code and its behavior. This can be simulated using the following. Note I've taken the liberty of switching type error to key error in the required named argument case. It wouldn't be too much work to make that the same exception type as well. And behavior. The recipe works equally as well in Python 3.x, but should be avoided if you're Python 3.x only.